Caitlyn Clark is one of the most influential athletes to emerge from college sports in recent years. After her stellar career playing women's basketball for the Iowa Hawkeyes, she became a WNBA star, selected #1 overall in 2024 by the Indiana Fever. Clark appeared on Jason and Travis Kelce's New Heights podcast and expressed her strong opinion on the current state of the college football transfer portal. The NIL and transfer portal era has divided opinion. Whether it's fans, broadcasters, analysts, or athletes, everyone has an opinion on its impact on the sport. Clark has become the latest to share her thoughts, appearing on the New Heights podcast, where she sat down with the Kelces to express the current state of college sports and potential solutions. Clark, the WNBA Rookie of the Year, didn't hold back, either. She responded to NFL insider Adam Schefter's report about a player negotiating a new deal to stay at his university, saying, "It's like, yeah, where else is he going to go? It's crazy." The introduction of the transfer portal has had a significant impact on the sport. Clark expressed concern that the transfer portal has had a negative effect, lamenting the loss of the amateur spirit that once characterized college athletics. "It's kind of sad you lose a little bit of that amateurism in college sports. That's what made it so fun," Clark said. "The amateur nature of college football is what gave the sport such great tradition, opportunity, and success." However, the WNBA All-Star has said that the sport is now operating as a rung below the NFL level. "It's like minor league football basically now," Clark explained. "The transfer portal is crazy, especially in football. I think that's where it's gotten the craziest because that's obviously where all the money's at." Travis compared the transfer portal to NFL free agency, suggesting, "Everybody's a free agent every year." Meanwhile, Jason shared the strongest opinion. "People shouldn't be leaving before the playoffs," the former Cincinnati Bearcat and Philadelphia Eagles player commented. "I think they should figure that out. Yeah, I think there should be a commitment level from the player to the university that there isn't right now." The overlap of the college football postseason and the transfer portal has been controversial. It has significantly impacted the outlook of bowl games, with some players having to leave their team while competing in the playoffs due to entering the transfer portal. For example, Penn State Nittany Lions backup QB Bo Pribula entered the transfer portal and has committed to the Missouri Tigers for the 2025 season. However, in order to pursue his transfer, he had to leave the team, a scenario that Clark and the Kelces don't feel comfortable with. As the NCAA struggles to find a resolution, Jason suggested a potential fix: sign term contracts, maybe a 2 or 3 year contract that you agree to stick with a team or university as long as there's no coaching change. Meanwhile, Travis shared his desire to return college football to its previous state before the current transfer portal rules were adopted. "It should go back to the old rules. If you ask an old-timer like me to where if you transfer, you have to sit out a year," Travis shared. Clark agreed, saying, "I agree, now we got people on like their 4th school and their 7th year. It's just getting egregious." Shouldering a net worth of $52 million thanks to his NFL career, Travis Kelce still didn't like to pay his dues. Yes, that's right. Back in his Bearcats days, the Chiefs Tay admits he was anything but a pro at handling his finances. From crushing it on the field to dodging thoughts about taxes, Kelce's college years were a different kind of game, and let's just say the scoreboard didn't include Uncle Sam. On his New Heights podcast, Travis Kelce chatted with Caitlyn Clark, one of the top talents in women's basketball today, and asked her, "Have you heard of anybody? You're a little bit closer to the NIL world. Have you heard of anybody paying their taxes? Because that's what is in my mind." Now, he didn't even wait for Clark to answer his question while proceeding to give his honest admission on paying taxes. "I'm like, I definitely wasn't f***ing ready to pay taxes when I was in college. I wasn't thinking about that shit." Anyone who used to follow Kelce closely on his NFL journey would know his problems with taxes. And him admitting how he wasn't ready to pay taxes won't really surprise a lot out there. In Touch exclusively confirmed last year that Kelce had amassed more than $200,000 in back taxes over a period of 7 years. From June 2016, the Chiefs Tay had an Ohio State tax lien for $46,579. While Franklin County still showed that amount as a lien, In Touch reported it has since been paid off. Now, there's more to Kelsey's troubles with taxes over the years. In 2018, Swift's boyfriend was again charged with a $64,198 state tax lien from his home state. Moving on from his tax troubles in Ohio, Kelce, this time, found 2 more state tax liens from California between the period of 2017 to 2018. Now, Travis Kelce didn't just open up on his troubles with understanding taxes. His guest, Times Female Athlete of the Year, Caitlyn Clark, also revealed some juicy details about the challenges of navigating mill deals. Caitlyn Clark could probably be the biggest star in women's basketball right now. Playing in the WNBA for Indiana Fever, Clark has already earned recognition from Time as their Female Athlete of the Year in her rookie season. Before bursting into the scene with Fever, Clark spent 4 years playing for Iowa State. So, when it came to talking about the experience of college athletes in NCAA, Clark revealed quite a few secrets and challenges that come with navigating mill practices. Yes, that's right. You might be wondering what Clark could possibly say about mill deals that earned her around $3.1 million, as per on3.com. Well, there were quite a few challenges that athletes like her had to overcome because of Mill's lack of guidelines. Appearing on the New Heights podcast with Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce, Clark spoke about how Mill was a bit problematic in her senior year. It became a thing after my freshman year, and it was kind of weird because, like, everybody was like, okay, so like, what is it and like? You know, the NCAA. Like, they don't have many rules on much anymore. So like, right, there weren't many rules. When Clark found out Mill didn't adhere to a proper rulebook, she suddenly started facing challenges and questioned around, okay, like what can we do? What can we not do? And like, we're also the first. So, like you're trying to figure it out as you go. While she was busy figuring out the possible maze of Mill deals, Clark's family turned out to be her savior. My family helped me a lot. But as you get going, you know, you just figure things out. Luckily enough, Clark had her family in times when she didn't really understand how Mill functioned. Like many other young athletes from the Midwest, Caitlyn Clark grew up in awe of Notre Dame sports. The WNBA phenom spoke about her experience visiting Notre Dame and consideration of playing for the Fighting Irish during an interview on the New Heights podcast on Thursday. As a kid, you want to go to Notre Dame, Clark said. It's like the coolest thing in the world. It's Notre Dame. It has that tradition. Clark previously told ESPN that former Notre Dame women's basketball coach Muffet McGraw tried to recruit her and that Clark's own family also wanted her to play for the Fighting Irish. My family wanted me to go to Notre Dame, Caitlyn said. At the end of the day they were like, you make the decision for yourself. But it's Notre Dame. Rudy was one of my favorite movies. How could you not pick Notre Dame? However, Clark said Thursday that she ultimately made the decision not to play there because of a feeling in her gut. I could feel it in my gut. I was like, I'm not supposed to go there, Clark said. Clark's gut feeling certainly did not steer her in the wrong direction. She ended up committing to her home state University of Iowa instead, where she played her entire 4-year college career. Clark broke multiple program and NCAA records for the Hawkeyes, including the all-time leading scoring record among all college basketball players, men or women, in history. Clark also met her current boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, while at Iowa. McCaffrey was a player on Iowa's men's basketball team for his father and head coach Fran McCaffrey. Meanwhile, without Clark, Notre Dame fared okay, but not nearly as well as Iowa. Under the leadership of current head coach Neil Ivey, the Fighting Irish made the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row from 2021-24, but they lost in the regional semifinal all 3 times, while Clark led much deeper tournament runs in 2023 and 2024. Clark led Iowa to 2 straight national championship game appearances, en route to becoming the #1 overall selection by the Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA draft. McCaffrey was already in Indiana working on the Pacers coaching staff, and they are still in the city together as he now works on Butler's men's basketball coaching staff. Clark was named WNBA Rookie of the Year, was selected to the All-Star team, led the WNBA in assists, and helped lead the Fever to the playoffs in her rookie season. Clark was also named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year for 2024. Caitlyn Clark, the 22-year-old WNBA Rookie of the Year, has confessed that golf riles her up more than basketball. After an impressive debut season with Indiana Fever in 2024, where she broke numerous league records and led her team to its first playoff run since 2016, Clark spent her off-season improving her golf skills rather than focusing on basketball. She participated in the Annika Pro-Am at Bellairs Pelican Golf Club in November, partnering with golf legend Annika Sorenstam. In a recent conversation on New Heights with Travis and Jason Kelce, Clark revealed how frustrating she finds it when she underperforms in golf. When asked which sport she is more competitive in, Clark said, "That's hard. I think like golf makes me more mad because I'm not as good at it. I'm just like the average hack and you want to be good. You're competitive, just like basketball or football. Like, why am I not good at this? And it's an individual sport, and we're used to team sports, so I think that's what pisses me off too." Clark confidently declared there's no contest when Travis quizzed her on whether she feels more nerves hitting a free throw or driving off the first tee. "First tee, not even close. I'm like shaking, I can't put my ball on the tee. Can't get it to stay on the tee, you're shaking so bad trying to put the tee in the ground. I mean you're average at golf, at least you're confident in the actual sport you play, you know?" When asked about that errant shot at the Annika event where she hit a spectator, Clark recounted with amusement how her viral mishit happened, "The video that was going viral where I completely topped it, so it's crazy. We're playing like these long par 3s that are like 200 yards, and I'm not good enough to hit a par 3 like 200 yards. So I whip out my hybrid, I'm teeing up my hybrid club. Just topped it, like straight at the fans to the left, but I think they dodged it." Yet she revealed another incident wasn't as fortunate, stating a female bystander was hit, "But I nailed somebody on a different par 3, like some woman right in the shoulder. I saw a TikTok the next day just like black welt on her arm.